We are not meant to live life alone. Surviving life in exile is difficult, but as we will learn in today's story, it can be done. We are talking about one very wayward ram named Shrek, a Merino breed that grew up on a farm in New Zealand. These sheep are kept on farms thanks to their luxurious wool, from which people make warm and beautiful clothes. This breed is unique. The amazing thing is that the wool of these rams grows constantly, does not shed, and it must be sheared annually. Such sheep must be cared for by people, otherwise they risk dying under the weight of their own wool. But Shrek, unlike other sheep, thought differently. He really did not like to have his wool sheared and tried to avoid it in every possible way. One day, before his next haircut, the quick-witted ram opened the gates of the corral and fled into the mountains, hoping to avoid the procedure he hated so much. When the next day the farmers missed one ram and then they saw the open gate, they realized that Shrek had escaped. Surviving on your own in those places was unrealistic. The mountains were full of predators. They searched for Shrek for a long time, but he was never found. The owners were sure that he had long been the prey of wolves and accepted their loss. After that incident, a very strange figure began to appear on the horizon. People could not figure out what kind of animal it was because they had not seen anything like it before. It walked on 4 legs, but it did not resemble any known animal. For several years, no one was able to see it properly. The beast never got close enough and disappeared quickly. Terrible stories about this beast had begun to spread among the locals until one day a farmer managed to catch him. That strange animal turned out to be an ordinary ram, which was so overgrown with wool that he could hardly move, see, or get food for himself. Perhaps that is why he finally came close enough to people. The farmer immediately realized that it was a domestic ram, as a tag with the contact of the farm to which he belonged was attached to his ear. The ram was returned to the owners, who could hardly distinguish Shrek, who had escaped 6 years ago in this dirty, furry creature. How did he manage to survive? For so many years he lived alone in the wild among so many predators. The answer to this question was very simple. A powerful layer of wool did not allow even the most toothy wolf to bite through it. Surely many predators attempted to attack him, but without success. Before long, they just began to bypass him, so the ram continued his solitary existence, terrifying the locals. He needed urgent help, first of all to be relieved of his heavy wool, and then a medical examination by a veterinarian. The news about Shrek spread quickly, and more than 1,000 people from all over the country gathered to watch his haircut. This time, Shrek endured the procedure obediently, as if he understood that the people only wanted to help him get rid of his heavy burden. And the load really was impressive. The total weight was 66 pounds. It was sold for $6,000, and the proceeds went to charity. Shrek became a real celebrity as footage of his haircut was broadcast on all local TV channels. Surprisingly, after his long stay in the wild, Shrek suffered only some skin problems due to the large amount of wool, but otherwise he was a perfectly healthy ram. Also, despite the fact that most rams of this breed have an average life expectancy of 6 years, Shrek lived a total of 16 years. Here is such an amazing story about a ram who, thanks to his resourcefulness and stubborn nature, was able to survive in the wild, and after returning, he also helped those in need because all the money from his wool went to charity. Maybe that is why he lived such a long life.